Your greatest teacher is your last mistake, right? That's the power of going out there making mistakes. And here's the thing, a lot of people won't be willing to make mistakes, including trying to learn something brand new, like a speed reading, because they're fear of messing up and not being perfect at something, right? And they feel that that can be successful. But you know in your life, whether it's your career, whether it's your health or relationship or anything, that if failure is not an option, then neither is success. That the ultimate quest in life really is to reach our fullest potential, to express that potential, to be able to share that potential with others. And I know this because you're here, right? You're here because at some area there's a gap between where you are and where you know deep down you could be. So why do you want to be able to learn this? Why must you learn this? And the third question I ask when I'm reading something is, when will I use this? So 3 questions. How can I use this? Why must I use this? When will I use this? 3 powerful questions that lead to something which I think the number one productivity performance tool there is your calendar. Because a lot of you say you want to work out, or you want to meditate, or you want to do this self-care, and you know self-love and self-care is not selfish, and you know all this stuff, but how does your daily calendar reflect that? Do you know what I mean? Because I could look at anyone's calendar and see like where they are in life because of what they prioritize. First things first. I always tell people the key, because you live backwards. Like even when I'm spending time in these senior centers, pulling off some memories and learning from them also as well, what I'm learning is so much. And at the same time, I hear a lot of regrets. And the number one regret I hear ongoing for 2 decades of doing this is that somehow they live their life for somebody else in some area of their life. And when I'm talking about this specifically, when it comes to your brain, is like, we're gonna eventually, end this form of, we're gonna transition at some point, and many of us are gonna be in a coffin, we're gonna be in a box, and in that box, there's not a lot of room for possessions. If you have cars and everything, that's just wonderful, but there's certainly not a lot of room for regrets. And my challenge is, I remember I was doing a reading program for Jim Carrey, and we're in his kitchen making brain foods and guacamole and everything. Some of you know that the genius foods I talk about. And I asked him, why do you do what you do? He was like, Jim, I act completely silly on camera because I want to give people who are watching permission just to be themselves. And that's the most important, to free people from concern. Because here's the thing, if you buy into the opinions of other people, you're gonna go broke, right? If you're looking to be fueled by other people's expectations and opinions of yourself, then you're gonna run out of gas. And you're like, what does this have to do with reading? It comes back to this. Having the mental energy, or some people just don't read because of how it looks to other people. And here's the thing, sometimes the people that care about you the most are the ones that you give the power to hold you back. They don't hold you back, but you give them the power to do so. And I'm not saying it's easy. When it's your spouse and your family, I'm not at all saying it's easy, because sometimes learning like life is messy. But I'm here to say that the best thing you could do, because you can't change them, is be an example, right? That if you're going through difficult times, they can define you, they could diminish you, or they could develop you. But you decide, and it always comes back to decision. So prompting you with these 3 questions, how can I use this? Why must I use this? When will I use this? And then it's in your calendar, and then it's gonna happen. Just like that appointment at your doctor's appointment, or the meeting with your investor, your top client, or whatever, and you gotta treat that time as the most important time, because if you can't do it for yourself, you're not gonna be able to do it for anybody else.